Are you doing heavy shoulder presses every week and your shoulders aren't growing, but you're getting more shoulder pain than anything else? If that's you, then watch this video. I'm gonna show you why shoulder pressing is overrated to grow your shoulders. The biggest issues with these shoulder presses is, number one, loading those weights up, just getting them here. Sometimes I've seen guys, when they go to do this, load that weight up, here, snap that elbow. They got so much weight, they snap this, they tear their rotator cuff, they tear their labrum in their shoulder. Too many injuries just loading the weight up. Second, if you do get that heavy weight up there unassisted, this angle right here on these shoulders is horrible. This is the quote unquote correct form, but it's horrible for your shoulder joints. It may be correct form, textbook form, but it's horrible with heavy weight for your shoulder joints. One of the worst things about shoulder pressing is it leads to ego lifting, where young guys and even old guys are guilty of it. They tend to want to go up every week in the weight, even if they're getting hurt or their shoulders aren't growing. So one week they do 80 pounds and that spurs them on, I want to do 85, 90, but they're not really looking at their shoulder growth. They're just looking at that number on the scale, in their logbook, and I'm doing more weight every week. Now, if you do want to keep on shoulder pressing, I would say do like I do, which is cut the weight you normally do in half and do it in conjunction with another exercise. So do a set of lateral raises and then come over to do your shoulder presses with 40, 45 pounds, have the weight you normally use, and do this form. So instead of my elbows out wide and flared, they're tucked in. This is much easier on your shoulder joints and still hits those shoulders hard. So I'm just here, I'm not locking out. So I'm not concerned anymore with, I want to press heavy weight. My concern is I want to grow my shoulders. So I want to keep that volume and intensity high on those shoulders, and I'm supersetting them with a lateral raise. If your joints are always hurting and your muscles aren't growing, subscribe to the channel. I have plenty of videos on there to tell you how to work around all those issues. Now that we know that heavy shoulder pressing doesn't grow your shoulders, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can hit every week to really focus on doing just that. So let's do a cable one-arm lateral first. So we have dumbbell laterals. Everybody knows how to do those. I'm going to show you a different variation of that, the one-arm lateral. Why I like this one is because you can get a good stretch on that delt by coming across your body to start and raise it up. So I'm getting a good stretch. I'm raising out. I'm making sure my trap stays out of the movement, so I'm not really shrugging here to start it. I'm just bringing my pinky out and away from my body. So one-arm cable laterals. We're doing maybe 3 sets of 12 to 15. Next, I'm going to show you a cable Y raise, or almost like a face pull. So from the front, you can see my form, my wrists are kind of turned down like that. So when I turn to the back, you won't be able to see that. But we're going crisscross here. Left hand grabs that one, right hand grabs here. I'm going to make a Y, but I'm going to keep my wrist pointing toward the opposite wall that I'm staring at the top. So this is going to work my rear delts, but also my side delts a little bit. I'm getting that hard squeeze at the top, coming back. I'm not trying to come too far back here. That's traps. Okay, I'm going to stop here every time. Keep it on the shoulders, making a Y. And again, we want to go high reps here. So maybe about 15 to 20 of these. Keeping my wrist turned toward that opposite wall. Squeezing those rear delts and those side delts. All right, last exercise I want you to spam every week. It's a rope front raise. So I'm going to start with this rope. I'm raising the front. So almost the same wrist position we had in that last exercise. Instead of here, locked out, I'm going to kind of give my wrists here, kind of turn down a little bit. So that way my shoulders are leading the action. So me, myself, I don't tend to do a lot of front delts, but I know a lot of people want to have good rounded delts. So we did a side delt exercise. We did a rear delt exercise with those Ys. Now we're going to come here in our front delt. So all 3 heads are covered without having a heavy shoulder press. Keeping those wrists slightly turned down. Raise it to the front. I'm not trying to come over my head. I'm literally just stopping shoulder height, back down. Right there, get a good stretch, coming through. Hitting that front delt, even a little on the side delt here. That's it, guys. That's why I think shoulder pressing is overrated to grow your shoulders. So if you're a strength athlete, keep it in your program because it's part of overhead pressing and all that kind of stuff. But if you're trying to grow your shoulders, take heavy pressing out because all it's doing is hurting your joints and not growing your shoulders. Stick to those 3 things I showed you. Spend them every week with high reps, high volume. If you like this video, guys, subscribe to the channel. As always, stay swole.